Okay, I have made some breakfast, and I will watch this. Hello, I mean, hey, what's going on? It's me, Slippery Jim Mate. That's what people like to hear. I sound different because I am slightly whispering, kinda. Where's my... I play it a little bit. One sec. There it is. Take this, put it on default so you can hear it.
Rayclast is a cursed land.
Lovely. Okay, I'm prepared for this. This is 100% fresh. I have no idea what the league is. I've seen one thing that someone DM'd me and they said, I want this. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. So I should probably figure it out, right? That's my breakfast, by the way. It's a wheat log in milk. Well, there's 4 of them in there, technically. So I'm going to wait for it to get mushy and then I'm going to eat it all. Okay, Jim. We're here to see what the league is. To see... Just before we start... If you're a fresh Gym subscriber, because I would say if you're new here and you haven't subscribed, you're not here because algorithm doesn't like me because I say cunt, which is fine. I was about to do that thing that every person that I ever watch a YouTube video of does, and I fucking hate when they do it. And it's not tell you to subscribe; it's tell you that I'm sick, and I'm a bit brain foggy at the moment because I've got COVID. And so that's why I was sleeping when this all dropped. But I'm gonna say that everything I say is gonna be complete garbage. Not because of the COVID, but because I'm shit at this game. That's the segue. Is I don't know anything. I'm bad at this game. I'm very bad at this game. I'm good at loot. I'm good at farming. I'm bad at builds. I'm bad at knowing what's good with builds. When it gets to patch notes, I'm just gonna refer you to go watch Sir Gog's video, which is probably still live right now because it's like a 5. It's like patch notes would have hit like 8 p.m. That's about 4 hours ago. I bet you that video is like 5 hours long. So as of recording this, wait, is that him right there? Oh my god, it's still going.
So some of the other things there are bad.
2 hours ago. Okay, so this will be going for another 3 hours from right now, and that'll be a 5-hour video, and you can go watch GOG break down the entire patch notes. Nearly spoiled myself some patch notes there. Anyway, let's play this game. Settlers of Catan League, right?
You'd have to be mad to settle here.
Oh no, it actually is.
And yet, welcome to King's March.
Wow, we were right. Wow,
It's not
crazy.
much yet, but with your
Well,
help,
we don't know that
can
yet.
erect
Oh
the
my God.
greatest city Rayclast has ever seen.
Okay, before they go any further, if this is like I fucking love upgrading like hideouts in games. Like Pillars of Eternity had that and it was basically useless. I mean, Heist was kind of close. Like upgrading little people and upgrading houses to get slowly more efficient. If this isn't that, and I've been baited initially by this first few seconds, I'm gonna be not pissed. I'm just gonna be disappointed.
We'll need resources.
Oh, if anyone played those,
Savvy play.
okay, I'm getting so distracted. I gotta watch this whole thing. But has anyone played those games where you're stuck on an island and you gotta slowly collect? It's basically a scam, those games. But you're stuck on an island and it's like a slow, probably slower than Idle Quest progress of like your little dudes walking around picking up coconuts and building shacks and shit. I don't know what they're called.
March.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now.
It's not much yet, but with your help, we can erect the greatest city Rayclast has ever seen. We'll need resources and savvy planning. Soon we'll attract settlers, craftsmen, fortune seekers, and of course, pirates.
Of course, boats.
But if we prevail,
Jesus
our
Christ.
ships will be heavy with gold. We hope to achieve.
It's just one giant. Oh my god, it makes sense because it is one giant bargain Tujan shit. Not Tujan. Is it Tujan you do scroll? Yeah, it is. Fuck. No, it's just that, but more.
But if we prevail, our ships will be heavy with gold.
I mean, it makes sense.
We hope to achieve the impossible.
Wait a second, is that the little fucker right there on the dock?
But if we prevail, our ships will be heavy.
Motherfucker. Pegleg got a boat. Shit.
With gold. We hope to achieve the impossible. We hope to build a home.
Okay. What? It's not this one I'm worried about. Yeah, okay. It's also not this one that I'm worried about. I'm worried about how you get gold. If it's just by playing the game, then that's okay. But if you get gold by selling things, and we have a grand exchange for currency, that's gonna be really bad. But hey, that's a great experiment. But if you get gold from just playing the game and you can't artificially increase your gold value, then this is actually really good. But I guess we'll find out. Oh, the answer has already been told 7 hours ago, and I should have been there. Okay. You wouldn't get gold for selling things because you'd be getting what your item sells for. Like if you're selling a divine, you'd get the alts. That makes way more sense. So maybe you pay like a gold fee to list it. Just watch the video! Div cards. Scarabs, Catalyst, Expedition, Sky Report Service. Is there maps? No. That's okay. There's div cards that you can exchange for maps. Hmm? Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sentinel! Yes! It took every part of my being to be able to scream that. Okay. Hey, Chris.
Grinding Gear Games.
Damn it. I mean, hey, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from
Yes, I know, that's why I said hey, Chris.
Grinding Gear Games. Welcome to GGG Live. Today, we're going to show you an exclusive review
that's good
of
volume.
Path of Exile Settlers of Kalgur, which
Technically, it's not live. Checkmate, atheist.
launches next week on July 26th. Twitch drops are enabled on today's live stream, so make sure you follow the instructions below in order to gain your Corsair back attachment. In today's stream, we will take you on a deep dive into the new Settlers of Kalgur Challenge League. We'll cover the league mechanics.
This video will probably just be that
revised
first
crafting
section.
systems, a new trade market system for currency, some sweeping balance improvements, including
Just
2
this bit.
ascendancy class changes,
Just this bit.
endgame improvements, some further additions to the campaign, and some quality of life features.
Oh
We'll
no.
cover console native port releases and the features that come alongside them.
Oh no, I have like 5,000 recombinators in standard. They're probably now worthless. Unless they give... I don't give a shit.
Finally, we'll show you our new supporter packs.
I'll find a new way to make money.
Session, where Ziggy D will ask Path of Exile's game director, Mark, your questions from Twitch chat. After the live stream, we'll drop the full patch notes. I'll hand over to Mark.
I mean, if you're still here, cool. But I will talk about my like league plans at the end, so you can just skip to that. But it's probably in the title, or I'll record another intro and say that.
Now to introduce the new league.
We've really innovated with the content in this league, and I'm really excited to see what everyone thinks. So let's just get right into it with the trailer for Path of Exile, Settlers of Kalgur.
His eyes scare me, but I think if I had to read from a script and talk directly into a camera, I'd probably scare people too.
Rayclast is a cursed land.
Wait, have I already seen this?
You'd have to be
No, I'll watch it
mad
again.
to settle here.
Where's the dead totems?
And yet, welcome to King's March. It's not much yet, but with your help, we can erect the greatest city Rayclast
Oh, the dead
has ever
totems
seen.
are in that truck. When they're building houses out of dead totems.
Resources and savvy planning.
Hmm.
Soon we'll attract settlers,
Did it cost gold to build the...
craftsmen, fortune seekers.
Also the like plans for the
Soon we'll attract
place? That thing on the table, is that the trading place? Looked like the same pattern on the floor,
craftsmen.
or at least where they showed off the currency exchange. So maybe you have to like play the game before you can get to the currency exchange area.
But if we prevail, our ships will be heavy
Which would
with
stop
gold.
bots.
We hope to achieve the impossible. We hope to build a home.
Holy shit! I gotta stop doing this. But that guy's got a fucking cool ass must. Look at this. Oh my god! Look at that guy. Holy shit! What a Chad.
To build
Sailor man.
a home.
Yeah, I know nothing about what a warden or a gladiator. Melee rebalance. Well, if sentinels are just as good as they were, all my money-making problems are gone. And you can combine a sentinel with a wisped area and just be
In
dead.
Path of Exile Settlers of Kalgur, you will encounter some familiar faces from the Expedition League. Danig, Rog, Tujin, and Gwenin are Kalguran people who are trying
Tujin's
to
got-
establish
yeah.
trade between
Got
Rayclast
problems with
and
eyesight.
They have recruited many curious characters from Rayclast, including some you may recognize, but are also seeking help of a powerful exile, like yourself.
Fish.
You will first encounter Johan, the King's Hand and Lionized Watch. He's there recruiting workers.
Johan. They're all named Johan. Something something. I love the 1790s. What's his name? Who wrote Canon and D? Is that the 1790s?
Traders, and exiles. Johan, under the command of the King of Kalgur, has been sent here to build a new city called King's March, which intends to become the hub of commerce between Rayclast and Kalgur. Soon, he will bring you to the planned site for King's March, which you'll notice has humble beginnings as just a tavern in a field.
I wonder how many
But with
times he
your
said
help, It
cowgirl.
won't stay like this for long.
Cowgirl.
It takes a lot to build a town.
Speak louder, Jim.
Kalgurans will ask
I
you to
can't.
seek out resources that can be used to begin
trying.
construction. On your adventures, you might find minerals such as crimson iron, which are veins of iron.
That'll
that
look
have been
great in
overrun with corruption,
sewers.
spawning dangerous foes when you approach. Or perhaps orichalcum, which you will have to liberate from the demons worshipping it. Petrified amber attracts mindless, blighted enemies.
Going to the nether, boys.
Has a strong
Oh, no.
affinity to the elements and causes the area to
I
be
see those pillars and I'm like, oh no.
If you're lucky,
Not
you
Lake
will
League.
find Verisium, a material as valuable as it is dangerous, and guarded by very powerful foes. Once you defeat these monsters, the deposit will automatically be tagged for mining. But first, we need to get someone to do the hard labor.
Once you kill these beasts, the guy will
This
come
is,
in
of
and
course, a
automatically
trade
throw the
expedition,
net.
and nothing is free. Miners, along with other workers that the Kalgurans have hired, must be paid in
Miners?
hard gold, which you'll notice
Hey, man, I'm
is
not
now
into that.
dropping throughout Rayclast. You will
Oh,
have
nice.
control about who gets hired into your enterprise. Once you have accumulated some gold, head to the town and talk to the recruiter, Rolf. He's been busy tracking down hardy folk across Rayclast who are looking for work.
Damn, son.
Notice each person has their specialties and a wage cost. It'll be up to you to hire and fire as you please. Over the course of the league, you'll be searching for
man.
your perfect employees for each job. Once you have them, you'll have to keep them paid.
They're good at selling things. I know that. They'll sell me a league that I hate. And this looks like a league that I'll like. But I really hope that I actually like it. Like, I hope I don't burn myself out. Which I will. But I hope I don't burn myself out too quickly.
Safe, and alive, which we'll get into later. Here we have a prospect who has a specialty in
They
mining.
can die.
We'll start
no.
with that so we can begin to retrieve some of those resources we were talking about earlier. Let's go find some more and put our miner to use.
The children yearn for the
Vein of
mines.
orichalcum ore. It's guarded by dangerous demons worshipping a strange shrine. The shrine buffs the demons, giving them power. But once you defeat them,
They
you
drop
can
a
seize
demon's
that power
horn.
for yourself.
Crafting mats.
After that, we can tag the ore, and our mining specialist will get to work. Soon, we encounter a few more deposits, each with a different dangerous encounter. After you have tagged the mineral veins, your miners will get to work collecting resources in real time. They might take a while, but will continue whether you are logged in or not. The work can be sped up by hiring more or better miners, and by upgrading the mining station back in Kingsmarch to equip them
Idle
with advanced
games!
pickaxes.
The best way to play is to not.
Some time has passed and our miners have been able to get the resources back to town. We've also managed to collect some more gold too. We can now upgrade the town and build new structures. There's plenty of options, we just need to decide where to start. I think we'll start with the tavern, the beating heart of Kingsmarch. It can be upgraded instantly to improve the recruiter's prospects. And you can find various important NPCs relaxing here. Next, we'll upgrade our
One sec. 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 Speaking of idle games, one sec. Let me just check. Wow, I've smelted 6,000 bars and I claimed a pet. I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing here. Ooh, it's pretty shit. Okay, bye. And then, get out of here. Fuck off. Yes. And then, how many more? 6,000 bars to go. Halfway there. Haven't used all that. Okay.
mining
Idle
station.
games.
You can upgrade this to improve the efficiency of your miners and allocate our newly hired workers to mining. You will eventually need a smelter, where you can send your ore to turn into more valuable bars. Then we have the disenchanter, where you can bring your magic, rare, or unique items to be added to a queue to be disenchanted over time. The items will be broken down into thaumaturgic dust, a new resource used for crafting and shipping. We'll get more into that later.
Limited space and it takes 24 minutes.
And of
I suppose it
course,
would get quicker
the
if you have
town
more
needs
people.
food. You could invest in
Interesting.
farming, where you can select crops to grow and harvest. But don't worry, you won't be manually watering anything. Ah, the wonders of delegation. With all these resources piling up, there will be excess that we can spend. Let's talk about rewards in Settlers of Kalgur. Eventually, you can build a harbour and establish shipping routes between a number of different Kalguran and Karui.
I know it probably doesn't, but it'd be cool if that, like, map menu thing, this black and white thing updated with what you built.
With all these
Probably doesn't. I mean, it might. But it'd be cool to have it slowly progressing. I mean, it'd be a lot of effort on the artist, man, I guess. But
resources piling up, there will be excess that we can spend. Let's talk about rewards in Settlers of Kalgur. Eventually, you can build a harbour and establish shipping routes between a number of different Kalguran and Karui ports for trade. You'll be able to pile your acquired resources onto these ships and send them to a port of your choosing,
Theopolis.
where your traders will haggle for the best deals. Each port will return specific rewards based on what you send them. They accept all types of resources, but will have a preferred type that they'll currently pay more for. And you'll want to get onto this, because eventually you could be bringing in shipments like this.
Oh, sorry, I'm bad. One sec.
Could be bringing in shipments like this.
What part of this am I supposed to be excited about? Why is this showing off as important? Oh, 20 ounce. Wait, do I get to have all of it? Oh, I guess, you know, that's like a couple of gumball. That's like maybe 2 maps worth of. Yay!
This
Oh, you kept going. Sorry.
even this.
Oh, there's tabs. Cool. Oh, yeah. The best way to
Today,
play is to
we're
not.
going to trade with Kalgur. You'll notice that as we send more resources, this risk meter creeps up. Much like the dangers
Pirates.
on the shores of Reclass,
Those
there are
fuckers.
dangers out at sea. Monsters, pirates, environmental hazards. You'll want to try keep your shipment safe. You can do
And
this
how
by
can you do
hiring
that?
workers that specialize in shipping. The more of them you add to the ship, the less risk there will be. Like this
What's the max
gentleman,
work account?
who's famous for fending off even the most dangerous of pirates. Now let's get that shipment going, and we'll continue exploring Reclass while we wait for its return.
Because if there's a max amount of workers, am I supposed to full spec into production, get a whole bunch of shit, and then kill everyone, and then full spec into ships so I can send everything off really quickly and get the thing back, and then kill everyone and full spec? This is just Atlas respecking all over again. And it hasn't even started yet!
This is the first Path of Exile League that experiments with true real-time mechanics. You can send out shipments, go and have lunch, and come back to your rewards. Many mechanics in the league work this way, so you'll always have some ongoing project or outcome to look forward to. When
Delta
your shipment is
time!
returned,
I learned about that
or
recently.
met its demise, you'll get notified, and at your leisure you can return to the town to collect your
Wait, not
rewards.
Delta time. Server
Our
time?
shipment returned safely, so let's go see what we got. Ooh, they've sent us a unique item alongside our rewards. Perhaps hoping to secure us as a loyal customer for the future.
Fuck.
Aside from shipping, the Kalgurans are big on their technology.
What?
They have hired Isla, a familiar face from the Heist League. She
Got a
is an
fucking
engineer
brass
who the
dome
Kalgurans
ward
have
build going?
employed for a very exciting purpose. You're
What?
not the only one who understands how profitable running maps can be. Once at Endgame, Isla can help you build a series of Kalguran modified map devices. You can then put a queue of maps into them.
Uh-huh.
If you've hired a few skilled Atlas runners, they will put themselves to work running those maps for you one after another.
1 million burials! No.
Obligation.
No. No.
Once
Maybe?
again, you'll
No.
be notified when the rewards are ready to be collected.
Oh wait, Barrels doesn't have doctors
You've got
anymore, does
lots
it?
of maps in the queue, so don't feel obliged to go back there all the time.
Wait a second, they're just outsourcing me! Oh no! I gotta build the slippery Doom Empire!
Careful though. The difficulty of the map impacts the risk of your workers perishing.
Oh, fuck them. The children yearn for the
Try to pick
mines.
your best workers, or perhaps just ones you don't like.
Oh no.
Consider the difficulty too. Sometimes it's better to just run it yourself.
There's 6 portals, mate. We got 6
You'll
workers
see
we can
there are
send
many
in.
benefits to having a whole ass town at your fingertips.
Oh no.
Let's talk about crafting services.
Was that
You should
glitching wall on
definitely
purpose,
consider
or is that
building
just
a
because we're not going to
runesmithing
see that
table.
side of the wall normally?
This is operated by Danik himself, using powerful Kalguran blacksmithing arts. He can engrave runic magic onto your weapons using runes.
There's a lot of stuff to do.
There are many rune types and combinations to choose from, and you can unlock new crafts that can be applied to your weapons as enchantments. Our design intention here is to take powerful effects you would usually only find on unique items, like this modifier, which you
Suddenly, what my person DM'd me saying they want 1 billion gold makes sense, but I'm starting to think gold isn't tradable. Like, it's only on your account, and then you use it to buy and trade, but you don't give people gold. I would assume. Unless we now have a gold standard for trading! I hope not.
you might recognize from Doomfletcher's Prism.
I don't,
Medics
because I'm
can
shit.
apply it to your two-hand maces.
Oh, I do actually
There are
recognize
over
that one.
100 different special
Nice.
crafting outcomes, ranging from ones very easily applied to very difficult. The
And they're all
rune
just
types can
freely
be
available
acquired
to
through
see?
trade with Kalgur,
Oh,
or defeating
never mind.
powerful bosses.
Okay, that makes sense. That
The
would be stupid for them to
Kalguran
just
tech
give us a
benefits
fucking
don't end
enchanting
there.
table with everything on it.
We're also bringing back a formerly overpowered crowd favorite,
Nice.
recombination. Isla is trying to master this. She just needs you to
Not
help her with
orbs,
getting
though.
resources.
Maybe.
The system isn't as strong as it used to be, but it
Mm-hmm.
still allows you to combine two items together, hoping to get the best modifiers of each onto a single item.
So my 5,000 standard recombinators aren't entirely worthless, but maybe they are a little bit.
Between running a town, shipping, and exploring, you'll be collecting a lot of extra gold. It is now the primary resource for two huge new quality of life features that we are putting to test. Firstly, you can use gold to respec passive points.
Hmm.
This is a feature from Path of Exile 2 that we've decided just makes sense to port back. The higher level you are, the more expensive it gets.
Yeah.
And the next one is absolutely massive. A currency trade market.
It should be the more skill points you have allocated, the more expensive it is. So that the more that you respec, the cheaper it becomes. I suppose. But I guess, well, yeah, whatever. I mean, if I had instant feedback.
Calgurans have recruited Faustus, another NPC from the Heist League. He allows you to asynchronously buy and sell currency and most other stackable items with other players without the nuisance of price fixes and people who never respond.
I thought he was going to say,
All you need to do is
trading.
select what currency you want, say what you have, and your ideal ratio. It works kinda like a real-life stock market. Faustus will make the trade happen for you, so long as there is someone selling on the other end for the same rate or less. You'll be able to go back to blasting monsters while trusty Faustus does the dirty work, notifying you when your currency is ready for collection. All you need to do is pay him a small amount of gold for his time. Cards on the table. This is...
Hey guys, I've got this new currency scheme. It's called Wisdom Scroll Coin, and it's actually really genius. There's so many of them, and we've got like 1 trillion Wisdom Scroll market cap. But if everyone puts their life savings in, and you've already put in, then we could get Wisdom Scrolls up to 1 gold each, and then we can all be rich, and it's like a wealth distribution. So this is a scam! This is a scam! Stop buying Shibe coin, you fucking... It doesn't matter.
is an experiment to see if this type of asynchronous trading has a place in future Path of Exile releases. We are very excited to see how it goes.
I'm very excited for this,
Now,
but
given that Faustus is an expert in
this
black
is me
market
excited.
trade and shady deals, he also provides another
Ooh.
service, offering items for gold. The items will generate with random
Oh
rarity,
no,
and
the
on average,
gamble
modifiers
system from
only
PoE
detect
2 is in as well! Oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? How am I gonna get all this gold for all this gambling I'm gonna have to do? Oh no. I already had like 5 really big projects planned before I saw this league. I shouldn't have planned. Oh well. I'll tell you about them later.
This can be a very nice way to get some targeted items during the campaign. For
During the
serious
campaign.
crafters,
Okay,
it
that's
can be
fine.
a great starting point for making those elusive, specific in-game items, which perhaps you could take to the runesmith afterwards. It's worth noting that you can invite Faustus to your hideout, where he will always be available for
They're trying to kill me with this
currency
update?
exchange, and black market items. As your town grows, it will attract more attention, good and bad. Settlers of Calgur features 3 endgame bosses that will close in on your operations. Wanting
Another
a piece
settlement
of the
needs
pie.
help.
They might capture and ransom your workers, even your entire ships. You'll have to make some tough decisions. Will you take them on, or pay them off? One example of a boss is Sasan, the Bandit Lord.
Some good
You
music.
won't stumble across this boss by accident. Instead, this unsavory character can come into your town at
Killing
night
him gives you
and
2
take
skill
your Atlas
points.
runners hostage, holding them for ransom. What happens next is up to you. Perhaps you'll refuse to negotiate with bandits, leading to a fight to defeat Sasan and rescue your workers. If you're not up for the heroics, you might simply pay the ransom in gold. Or perhaps these workers were especially disappointing, and you'll just leave them for dead in true Ray class fashion.
Lovely.
They knew what they were signing up for, right? Of course, the heroics might be worth it for other reasons. These bosses can drop new unique items.
I'm not good, so I don't know if that's good.
In sum, Settlers
I
of
mean, it might
Calgur
be.
is a very
Wait. On block, but isn't there like a there's a limited amount of times you can block in a second, so this is actually quite I don't know.
In sum, Settlers of Calgur is a
Less
very
damage, though.
experimental league with new mechanics that will completely change how you
Thought we were
play
done for a
before
second
you-
then.
We've been sitting on a lot of these ideas for a while and can't wait to share them with you. But there's a lot more to this expansion.
Is there a Kraken?
Let's talk about balance.
Hmm.
Well, we've finally rebalanced the gladiator. It's been a long time coming. Like before, there are passive skills that allow you to invest in bleeding and block. we've designed new skills replacing some of the old ones. Like this, War of Attrition, which is very handy for long, sustained boss fights. Further
Explode.
alongside the Gladiator theme, this new passive allows you to combine different weapon types while dual wielding to get a variety of powerful bonuses. For example, holding a dagger will give you more critical strike chance, while
All I
holding
know
a
is
mace gives you more area of effect.
bleed split arrow,
Of course,
sexy.
you could just use Varanastra for all weapon type bonuses. And finally, we have a new notable which allows you to invest in the newly added retaliation skills. These are active skills which require you to meet a certain condition.
Wait, was
in
the
order to
one
use them.
thing that I was impressed with
Once you meet
already
that
on
condition,
Gladiator?
You can unleash devastation on your foes. Here we have Eviscerate, which requires you to have a shield. Or for those who like to dual wield, Sword Storm, which is great for obliterating bosses.
Well, for those of you that like
Here,
cool
we have
music,
the Divine Retribution.
Sandstorm!
This one has the condition requiring you to block. You can then unleash a devastating spell, causing lightning bolts to strike the ground in an X shape around your target location, doing huge amounts of damage. And of course, in true Path of Exile fashion, there are many avenues to invest in these mechanics further on the passive tree and a new support gem.
I want to play Flicker Strike.
You are
That's
able to
my
increase
favorite
the
melee.
leeway duration after meeting the condition, reduce the cooldowns, or just increase their damage. The world's your oyster. The Gladiator
The
was
world's your
the only
oyster, and I'm
CNC
allergic
class
to
with change.
seafood.
As we develop Path of Exile systems, we often find ourselves reusing mechanics, increasing their depth, and allowing more avenues to invest into them. As such, the Raider Ascendancy class found itself lacking, with many of its passives commonly available elsewhere. We want our Ascendancy classes to always feel like they're pushing the boundaries,
Raiders faster!
allowing you to change your character in ways that are meaningful and ideally unique.
Maybe.
As a result, we've straight up removed the Raider, rest in peace. And we've added a new class in its place, the Warden.
Okay.
This class is largely inspired by its
Jesus.
predecessor from the Affliction League, with a few changes.
Got enough fucking
The
points?
Warden now focuses on elemental attacks, changing the behavior of shock, enhancing freeze, and replacing ignite with scorch. Enhancing freeze,
Show me that shock again.
change
No, I'll still play Elementalist.
skill that allows you to go ballistic with your elemental damage, periodically. The class also grants Barkskin, which is a skill that can be used to mitigate physical damage from hits.
Okay.
After taking a number of hits, it increases your evasion, making it a great defensive choice. Finally, the last thing the Warden can specialize in is tinctures. These are an alternative to flasks from the Affliction League. We're bringing them back with adjusted mechanics. Tinctures
Well,
can
shit.
be placed in your belt, replacing flasks. You can inherently only have one tincture active at a time, and it requires a melee weapon to use. While
I hope they killed the
activated,
magic
they
phone
grant
ones.
a powerful buff. They can drop as magic items, or be modified with currency to grant extra bonuses. Here is a prismatic tincture. This one increases elemental damage by 100% while active. You'll notice it has two extra effects. One is that it applies mana burn every second. Mana burn is a debuff that builds up while tinctures are active that causes you to lose mana, losing more mana for each stack. Tinctures also have a cooldown, so once you have disabled one, no other tincture can be enabled for a time. These changes make tincture use a more active and interesting choice than it was in Affliction. Both mana burn and the cooldown can be modified through modifiers on the tinctures.
Mana
or
burn
the passive
isn't
skill
mana
tree.
spent.
Players will
I would
want
assume.
to maximize their tincture uptime for sure. Here we have a couple other tinctures. The Poisonberry tincture is excellent for poison builds. The Rosethorn tincture is the choice for those wanting to deal critical strikes. You might be wondering, with the removal of the Raider, where has the Frenzy Charge investment gone? We've added a Frenzy Charge passive skill to the Deadeye, replacing the Rupture passive skill. On top of Ascendancy classes, we have
Jedi's
revisited a number
faster.
of core mechanics. This time taking pains to ensure easy access through the passive tree, skill gems, and simple items. We don't want all the powerful mechanics to be hidden behind layers of complexity. Let's just rapid fire through the key points.
Okay.
If you want more detail later, you can read the patch notes, which
Eh.
will be dropped after the live stream.
Inject the rapid
sure
fire
to let
points
us know what you
into
think.
my
There's a
veins.
lot of changes, so be prepared for a bit of a shock to the system.
Let's go.
I expect it will take several days for the dust to settle on this one.
Oh, you mean the patch notes. Let's go.
Firstly, we've made some drastic alterations to melee skills.
Okay, whoever made that
Let
is...
me just rip this band-aid off.
That's beautiful.
Melee totem skill gems have been removed.
Nice.
We're trying to adopt a philosophy with melee going forward that, unlike other builds, it will be far less oriented around set and forget gameplay. You will deal the damage yourself, and you should be rewarded for doing so. To compensate, we have buffed the damage on almost every single melee skill. As the majority of this damage growth comes from gem levels, we have also made them cost more mana as they level, but it's nothing like the mana costs on spells. Here are some examples of the damage and costs before and after. Heavy Strike has gone from dealing 313% attack damage at gem level 20
Jesus.
to a massive 552% attack damage. It's also worth noting it no longer knocks enemies back. And Sweep has gone from dealing 281% attack damage to now dealing 664% attack damage at gem level 20.
I would like to
These
see
are just two
Cyclone
examples, but the
and see if
majority
it
of melee skills are now
affects
dealing
Dancing Dervish,
approximately
which it won't,
75% more
and then
damage
I will
at level
cry.
20.
Not that I like
Of course,
Dancing Dervish
with
anymore.
melee comes close proximity combat, so you need
But
some
how
good
close is
defensive
close?
options.
4 meters?
New
4
base types
units?
with higher defensive values will now drop throughout the endgame. As you reach yellow, red, and purple maps, you can
That's
expect
fine.
to find higher tier base types in each. For example, Val Regalia and Hubris Circlet are no longer the best in slot items for Energy Shield. There are new base types that surpass them. Combined with some quality changes,
That's gonna be
which we'll
confusing
talk
as
about
fuck.
soon, you can now get better items than ever before in these slots. To compensate, we have reduced the amount of flat evasion and armor from the Grace and Determination auras, but overall, you're getting more defenses than before. On top of this, we have buffed life modifiers on magic and rare equipment. You can now get as high as 189 additional maximum life from a single modifier on body armors, and more on
Stonks.
other slots too.
Strunks. Show me that
Calm's
counts.
Heart has also finally been restored to its former glory, and once again grants plus 1000 to
my
maximum life.
God, that's gonna piss
I
off this
mentioned
one guy I know that has a legacy count.
Quality on weapons and armors is being changed to apply multiplicatively.
Hey man, I
In
tried
other
to buy it
words,
off. No, I
weapons
didn't. I
with
didn't want to
full
buy it.
Quality will give 20% more physical damage, and armor with full quality will have
I wanted to borrow
20%
it.
more local defenses. For
Damn,
melee,
son.
This will mean a damage increase for almost all builds
Ward builds?
using physical damage attacks, and it will mean more evasion, armor, energy shield, and ward for all
Yay!
builds. Endurance charges no longer grant elemental resistances, but instead grant additional elemental damage reduction, making it multiplicative with resistances.
I completely,
You can
my
now
brain
get
turned that
4%
off. I
per
don't know what he
charge,
said. Oh, I see.
Alongside the existing 4% physical damage reduction. To compensate, we have made some changes to the Juggernaut, and various unique items like Eternal Damnation.
He's looking pretty big.
You can get more maximum resistances from the tree, specifically around the Marauder class start. These, of course, can stack with the new elemental mitigation from endurance charges.
That's pretty good.
On top of this, Duels can now roll maximum elemental resistances as modifiers.
That's pretty good.
Since we're making elemental mitigation more accessible, we've heavily reduced accessibility to physical damage taken.
Bad game, no good builds, but there are builds that I know that I like playing, and I'm watching these and I'm like, these are a lot of buffs to builds that I like playing, and I'm expecting to read the patch notes and be devastated.
Is chaos or elemental damage. Those stats are still around, but you should not expect to be getting full conversion anymore. All block passives have been buffed, so you can now more easily achieve block cap from just the passive tree. The Keystone Versatile Combatant has been improved to have less of a penalty to maximum block. A number of life leech passives have been buffed to generally allow for more acquisition of maximum leech rate for life. Vow Pact has been reinstated to its former glory for instant life leech, but only for melee. We've reworked
That's good.
Flesh and Stone. Previously, this buff skill granted Maim and Blind, depending on the stance of our character. Now, while in Sand stance, the skill simply provides damage mitigation, becoming more effective the closer you are to enemies. While in Blood stance, enemies will take more physical damage the closer you are to them.
I'm paying more
This skill
attention to how
will
much
now greatly
gold
favor
he's getting from
melee
killing
or
monsters,
close-range gameplay.
which is a pretty good amount.
Given we're doing a Kalgurin League, Ward has also received a bit of attention.
Nice.
There are new uniques that grant Ward, and the base restoration of Ward is now faster.
Good.
To compensate, Olroth's Resolve has been nerfed, but
Shit.
Ward builds will still be possible.
Oh no.
Anyway, that was most of the purely defensive changes. Now let's look at some of the offensive and utility-based ones. There are more and better ways to deal with mana as an attacker on the southern hemisphere of the passive tree.
Well, this is going to be confusing.
Wands, daggers, scepters, claws, and staves now have higher critical strike chance values than ever. Wands can go as high as 10% without modifiers. Sandstorm Visage has been made rarer to compensate, instead of reducing its power.
Wonder if there's any staff
For you
love.
wand attackers,
Doesn't seem like it,
wands
maybe.
now have higher attack speed than ever to compensate for their low damage. Wand exclusive skills such as Power Siphon, Kinetic Bolt, and Kinetic Blast now have faster attack times. Impale passives have been revised and in general buffed.
Nice.
The buffs granted by Warcries are now simpler but more significant, and more universal to builds. They also now apply to allies by default. Banners have been reworked. Instead of having a reservation cost, they are now free. However,
Stonks.
they don't grant a permanent buff. Banners now need to be placed for the effect to be active.
We just got rid of totems. What are you talking about?
Than before. Additionally, there are new ways to prolong the effects
That's stupid.
and more ways to invest in them than ever before. Rage has been made more fundamental and discoverable. Rage is now multiplicative attack damage, but no longer inherently grants attack speed or movement speed.
Rest in peace, those
It
rage
has a new
leveling
cap,
gloves.
and you can find many new passive clusters that allow you to invest into the mechanic. The goal is to make Rage more powerful as a baseline, and less gated behind the use of specific unique items and ascendancy classes.
Guess that makes sense.
Berserk has been nerfed, just so you're aware. We have changed how bleed works too. You can now find aggravated bleed on the passive tree. When applied, all bleeds on the enemy will deal damage as if the enemy is moving, for the remainder of their duration. The skill Ensnaring Arrow no longer interacts with bleed, so no more will you have to apply bleeds and swap to a bow. You can now achieve the same result using aggravated bleed passives without the annoyance. Rupture from the Deadeye has been turned into a support gem. We've added the new Overexertion support gem, which highly favors slam builds. Now, it's time to look at a hot topic, Magic Find. In the
Hell
Secrets of
yeah.
Power expansion, we are going to be removing item quantity bonuses from
Kill that
all
shit.
character items.
Yes,
This
please.
will not affect existing items in standard leagues. Magic Find is intended to be another access on your gear you
Wait.
can save once you have achieved the power.
You better be killing it from party play as well. Because if you're just gonna kill it on gear, but leave in party play quant, then all the people who are running around in 6-man fucking twink map, the 1%ers, this isn't gonna affect them. But it is gonna affect everyone else who plays like solo, or like they're just a bit shit and they're like, hey, like me, or like literally anyone else, and you know, you put on some quant and go like target farm a div card to make yourself feel good. If you don't have a 6-man party, you're basically fucked. They better fucking know. Oh no. I mean, I'd love it if they got rid of like making party quant so broken as well. There's still time.
power you want. With item quantity being only available on unique items, this meant if you wanted to get the most out of it, you had to be playing a very specific build. We still want people to be able to invest into Magic Find, but now only through item rarity. This can be obtained on a number of rare item slots, and by a much larger number of builds. What about Ventor's Gamble, you might ask? Here it is now. This is one of the biggest balance patches we've ever done. I can't promise that existing builds will all be safe. Even we aren't able to predict all the outcomes here, nor have we even gone into every single change, just the major ones. I don't know, man. Balance is hard. But the sheer number of new, viable options is exciting, especially for Melee. And we're determined to drag the game in a better direction. Be sure to read the patch notes after this. It's going to be a ruckus. In 3.24, we overhauled the in-game experience by introducing a new tier of maps and reworking scarabs. We want to continue to improve these systems and introduce more exciting in-game content every league. 3.25 is no exception. Let's check out the myriad of changes coming in Settlers of Kalgur. First up, we are changing many scarabs. We won't go into too much detail here to avoid getting lost in the weeds, but here's a few new ones. Be sure to check out the patch notes after this for more detail.
The other thing I wanted to do... Okay, here's everything I wanted to do in this league. I was going to say Necropolis, whatever. Go hard on Delve. Go hard on Blight. Go hard on Harvest. Go hard on Hologram. That's a new one, Hologram Masters. It was supposed to just be 3 things. Delve, Harvest, Heist. And then the league mechanic. Delve, Harvest, Heist, league mechanic. And then I saw Hog'em. And I'm like, well, you know, which one of these should I skip? Because I can only do 3. I think, well, no, I could probably... I'm definitely going to do Harvest. I'm definitely going to do Blight. So either I skip Hog'em or I skip Delve. But the only reason why I'm contemplating skipping... I think I'll skip Delve because if I do Hog'em, I can get Immortal cards, and then if I do Harvest, I can gamble them all. So those two, like Harvest and Hog'em, would work together. And when I say go hard on, I mean like 10,000 Harbingers. I spent 20 days of my life farming Harvest in one sitting and then never touch it. I spent 20 days of my life farming Blight in one sitting and never touched it. And then I spent 20 days farming the Immortal and then I never touched it again. And then I just delete all the Immortal cards, get nothing from Blight, and then I cry. But this League mechanic is pretty good as well. So we do 20 days of League mechanic. Oh no, this is just, that's more days than I have time. But there's a guy I know that usually plays Standard, and he loves Delve, so maybe instead of me doing Delve, I'll just fund him, and so we can still make Delve videos, we can still make loot from Delve, but we'll just use all his loot, and we'll just fund his build, and maybe that works. He knows who he is, he's in the comments, he's like, yo, I'm the Delve guy, probably not. I'm gonna finish watching these. The only thing that I can think that would be changed in here that would be problematic is Harvest Scarabs. Everything else, like Blight Scarabs, I don't really care. Like, I would just do Ravage Blights and you can't put Scarabs on them. Delve would just be what you get less. They're not gonna change Delve. If anything, they'd buff like Sulfite acquisition in maps. What was the other one? Harvest, Hog'em, Delve, Blight. Yeah, the only one I'm worried about is Harvest. Let's see. Oh, by the way, for Harvest, my plan is to just get a bunch of juice. And if you want to do div card gambles that are like really expensive, I can just do them for you for free. And if you get lucky, you know, give me a card or a tip or whatever, I don't really care. If you get unlucky, then you didn't pay for the Harvest juice.
Detail. We've also added an additional map device slot, which will be unlocked upon completing your first 10-way Maven encounter. This simply allows for more combinations of scarabs in maps, resulting in more difficulty and more rewards. This is on top of the existing additional slot that can be unlocked by completing your first Tier 17 map. There are now 6 map device slots in total.
It still looks weird. It's like it's offset.
You might have seen our teaser, where we revealed we'll be adding new special encounters to the in-game. One such encounter is the Nameless Seer, lurking in Tier 16 and 17 maps. This NPC will give you a selection of unique items, and you can pick one
Does he say something about maps? Does he have maps?
For free. In tier 16 maps, he now has an additional feature where you can scry a map. This allows you to swap the divination card drops of the current map with another map on your atlas. Just one caveat. You cannot have the same map be in multiple swaps at the same time. If you want to undo your choice, you can use a scouring orb on either map on your atlas. We've also made some updates to a
What the fuck? Is this just GG's way of fixing people playing? No, they would just play one map. Oh my god, I'm so confused. I mean, that's really good. Does it have a use? Is it uses or is it just like infinite? I'm so confused.
orb on either map on your atlas. We've also made some updates to a couple of leagues. Blight has been updated with some atlas passive skill changes.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool.
And double anointed amulets can now drop in Blight Ravaged maps.
Hell yeah.
We've also introduced a new type of oil that can only drop from Blighted and Blight Ravaged maps. Ritual has also been updated. You can now find one new and many reworked base types, new unique items, corpses you can use to raise as specters, and occasionally a fragment, granting access to the King in the Mist's boss fight from the Affliction League.
Well, shit.
He will drop a number of unique items that were familiar from the League, but not that which was taken.
Okay, never mind. Fuck Ritual then.
Was taken away.
Hilarious.
However, he now drops a different modular jewel that you might recognize from the Necropolis League.
That's fine.
In Tier 16 and Tier 17 maps, you can now encounter the Wildwood, also from the Affliction League. In case you missed it, the Wildwood is a mysterious forest fraught with danger. In the darkness...
In case you didn't know, that jewel was the Prandis jewel that was in, like, Necropolis League. It's someone was like, yo, Jim, you should buy a bunch of these Prandis jewels, because, you know, well, then they're going to go Legacy because they're going to delete Necropolis. I'm like, it doesn't really seem worth it. And then, hey, look, they're not Legacy. Well, that's okay, though. That same person was like, hey, Jim, you should sell all your recombinators because they might bring back recombinators. And I'm like, if I have to choose between doing something and not, I'm going to not. Which is kind of a weird thing to say considering how much I do. But this was all said yesterday and I'm like COVID fuzzy brain. I'm just barely bringing myself to like actually sit down and do this, let alone load up the game and do trading.
So you will find magical wisps yearning for freedom. Upon releasing them, they will empower the monsters in your map, promising more danger but more rewards. You may also find random sentinels on the ground near the start of your maps, from the Sentinel League.
Oh my god.
Similar way to before. They aren't items, but you can click on them and then they can be activated in that area at any time of your choosing.
Yeah, I guess.
Upon activation, they will buff monsters around you,
and better than not having them.
Their difficulty and rewards.
Not the greatest, but better than not having them.
Like to live dangerously. You may occasionally find a reflective mist from the Kalandra League.
Okay, fuck off. But I guess that's an okay Sentinel thing. Because if you get like the Headhunter one at the beginning of the map, you're actually going to use it in that map because you can only use it in that map, and it actually means you play the mechanic instead of just hoarding them forever like I did. But I'm still upset that I can't specifically spec... Wait, I probably is Sentinel on the Atlas tree, maybe I could still get my little AoE yellow boys. No, yellow AoE blue, red. I don't know.
It has two outcomes. It could drop a jewelry item with randomly enhanced or inverted modifier values, or it can give a reflecting mist item, which can be used on an existing piece of jewelry to perform the same action at a time of your choosing. Good luck! There's many other small changes to League content. we're removing the first 15 most boring waves of the simulacrum and rebalancing its rewards to
Not gonna lie, I didn't pay any attention when I heard, like...
from the Kalandra League.
Let me just do it again.
It has two outcomes. It could drop a jewelry item with randomly enhanced or inverted modifier values, or it can give a reflecting mist item, which can be used on an
That's
existing
good.
piece of jewelry to perform the same action at a time of your choosing.
That's a really good...
There's many other
That
small
should be
changes
worth
to League
something.
content. We're removing the first 15 most boring waves of the simulacrum and rebalancing its rewards to improve the chances of finding unique jewels. We're also adding some...
This feels like there's so much stuff I'm gonna forget that any of it's in the game, and then I'm just gonna randomly encounter one of it and be like, oh my god, I found 4 essences in this map? That's crazy. And someone's gonna go, oh Jim, technically you can find it up to 3 naturally, and then you've got the +1 on the Atlas thing, so technically that's normal. Except it'll be like for Lake, and I'll be like, oh my god, what is this? Then it's a normal thing. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm talking.
Some of the beasts from Einhar's
That's a
memory
lot of
focus
content, is what I'm
beasts
saying.
to the core pool. This includes the Black Morrigan.
Hell yeah.
In other news, we've added a set of new chisel types, which can be applied to your maps to get different bonuses. While the cartographer's chisel still increases
I don't think I like
quantity,
that.
there are new ones that now increase rarity, pack size, increased chance for currency items.
Oh wait, no, I do like that because it's 5% at yellow now, right? Because they did the quality changes. Right?
divination cards, and scarabs.
Can I mix and match them?
It's also worth mentioning that chisels now apply 20% quality per chisel to white maps, 10% to yellow maps, and 5% to red maps and higher. Unique maps still require the full 20 chisels.
I can mix and match them because it says quality in brackets currency. Hopefully. So it'd be like quality in brackets currency 10 of one and then quality in brackets scarabs 10 in the other. Hopefully! Mix and show me you mixing and matching them.
Also, only one type of chisel can be applied to a map at a time.
Fuck! Ugh.
During
Okay.
324, we made a change to tier 17 maps that allowed them to be rerolled with chaos orbs. We are now expanding the currency types that can be used on them to also include currencies like chisels and Val orbs.
This isn't the T17 changes people
Ultimately,
wanted.
the only restriction tier 17 maps now have is that explicit modifiers cannot be removed from them. We have also revised the difficulty of these maps, as they didn't quite hit the mark. The monsters in them now have substantially less life, and deal less damage, meaning tier 17 maps now better fit into the progression between pinnacle and uber pinnacle content. Lastly, we've adjusted the drop
That's
rate
probably
of
the change
Falgo's
people wanted.
puzzle boxes. Previously, we were adapting
What
the
is
drop
with
rate
this
based on
really good,
possible outcomes selected by
awesome
supporters.
quality of life? What
So many
the fuck?
supporters really wanted Mage Bloods, so the box was hardly dropping. Thus, we have drastically increased the drop rate of the box, but reduced the probability of getting chase unique items from it, like Mage Blood. Overall, we have taken care not to reduce the number of Mage Bloods total in the economy. We figured it was better to have more tickets for fun, rather than barely seeing any boxes in a league.
I mean, you gave us the thing and you said, hey, the more that you add the rare things, the rare this will drop. And players said, yes, please. And then they all picked Mage Bloods. And then it never dropped. And then players were complaining that it wasn't dropping. That's the player's fault. You didn't have to change it. That's okay. It's better to see it than to not. Players, we just love ruining things. And I didn't even buy a box. And I'm saying we. They love ruining things. No, I love ruining things too. Yeah, let's. There's all these fun changes. I can't wait to go in and find the most efficient moneymaker and only do that and just ruin it for myself.
We've been hard at work improving the Path of Exile experience.
No, I'm not going to do that. Although Harvest and Blight and Hogum, they're all very good moneymakers. Maybe not Blight. Delve is. Turns out all the things I picked that I want to go hard into are just moneymakers. And the only reason I want to do that is because I want to buy a bunch of House of Mirror cards and just gamble and delete them all. That's my league plan. But, who says I can't have fun while I'm doing it?
Experience on consoles. With native ports for the Xbox Series consoles already being released, and
I don't know what that
PS5 on
means.
the near horizon, the
Oh, I
game
see.
now takes full advantage of the console hardware.
Loading times have been reduced even further. Pop-in has been reduced.
Yeah, we'll watch
and
this.
Textures won't start unloading in heavy scenes.
You could just skip if you want.
Furthermore, overall visual fidelity has been improved.
I've already
for
talked
all
about my
new
League
generation
plans.
Consoles. Path of Exile now uses the highest available resolution textures and water effects. We've installed a new upscaling algorithm that improves the crispness of dynamic resolution, with an additional anti-aliasing pass on top of that.
Nice.
With these upgrades, we also support variable refresh rate TVs and monitors on PlayStation 5 and on all Xbox consoles.
In the options, players can now choose which aspect of visual fidelity they want to focus on: resolution, image quality, or target frame rate. In 3.24, we added some new encounters and secrets to the campaign. In Settlers of Kalgur, we're adding even more. We're not going to spoil them all here, but keep an eye out for anything unfamiliar on your adventures. Who knows what you'll find? I mean, I know, but still. There's an underground bunker underneath the refinery, guarded by powerful robots. I wonder what's been hidden away here. How do I unlock this mysterious door? What riches must lay inside? Blighted growths have appeared in the gardens and sewers of San. A vault containing riches can be found in the reliquary.
Is that just...
As you might
that
have
one's
seen
just a
in our
teaser to go
teasers,
buy the
there's a slew
fucking...
of quality of life
loot,
features we've
what's
been
it called?
working on.
Battle Pass?
Here's a quick summary. You'll no longer need to interact with waypoints to unlock them. You can just walk by and they'll activate automatically.
Sexy.
When using keyboard and mouse,
Wait a second, that was just reused footage. That little dead totem was there.
pick up items
That's
from
fine.
further away.
Okay.
We're
Yeah,
adding static life bars to some bosses.
that's
Not all
good.
bosses will have them just yet, but we'll be adding more over time. You can now see which divination cards drop in each map by hovering
Still don't like
over
that,
them on your
really.
atlas.
Like, it needs
When
to be
you
like a
die,
toggle.
You can now resurrect without having to reactivate all your reservation effects. Like
Honestly, if he had said without, like, respawning, without... No, if you can log in without going to town,
resurrect without
that's the
having
one quality life we all want, right?
to reactivate all your reservation effects, like auras and heralds.
Mm-hmm.
You can start harvest encounters with just a single action.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of quality
Which, by the way, people told me is a nerf to harvest farming, but yeah, but it's like, it's a nerf to the high end and a buff to the low end, so this is good for everyone.
provided by currency items like whetstones is now based on the item level, rather than item rarity. Those currencies now apply a 20% quality to very low level items, with that amount reducing as the item level increases.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we're going to be talking about our new League supporter packs.
I'm gonna forget that quality change
Today, we're
entirely.
launching 2 new series of supporter packs, the Paladin and
I have no
Paladin
plan
packs.
on buying anything.
Each tier contains the pack's full face value in points.
They'll sell me
alongside
something.
Several exclusive microtransactions. These packs are only available for the duration of the Settlers of Kalgur League, and will leave the store forever when it ends.
What would I buy? I had a wait. I had a little. Oh yeah, cool. One sec. I had a little. I don't know where it is. I had a little really shit MTX. Like when they started doing ones that are like, we'll count your currency. I wrote like a little thing for like joke MTX. Oh man. It was like a gravestone that gets larger the more times you die. But I don't know where it is, because I'd love to like predict what's these shitty goddamn MTXs they're gonna push on people. I mean, you know, they gotta make money, but it's kind of stupid and funny at the same time. Let me just see if there's any... Jim, come on, you gotta be more prepared for this. You gotta write... When you write jokes, you gotta like actually put a title on the thing so you know what's being said. You gotta know what you've written. You can't just search for stuff. I mean, what's this? Game development, no. What's this? Exile kills, no. What's this? Harbingers, nah. What's this? C++, nah. What's this? Oh my god, I found it. Okay, here's my predictions. This is so stupid. Okay, what do we got? Okay, wait, we got a ring that counts currency when you picked up. That's the okay. Okay, we need a hobble chain that tracks how many hours you've played. like a hobble and like a ball and chain that like gets bigger the more hours that you've played. A body armor that changes depending on what killed you last. So if the last thing that killed you was like it's quality of life disguised, but you have to pay. It's like we really wanted this forever. We like currency tracking, but you have to pay money to get it. So you can figure out what killed you last, but you have to buy an $80 supporter pack. And if you got hit by like fire damage and that's what killed you last, your character is on fire when you respawn, or something like that. A sack of money on your back that gets larger the more money you've spent on microtransactions. Yep. Jester pet that opens a portal to your hideout every time you click respawn in town. Gravestone hideout decoration that shows how many times you've died. Yep, that's a good one. An automaton. An automaton hand that dances every time you use a third-party tool. I'm gonna kill myself with my own jokes. A log of wood that becomes larger the more damage you've dealt throughout the league. Oh, you mean like a club, like a weapon club. So the more damage you deal with like a bonk build, you just get a bigger and bigger stick. They're the ones I wrote. And then I've got like 50 more. But they're not refined yet. But anyway, they're my predictions. Let's see.
As always, the microtransactions in these packs are purely cosmetic and do not affect your character's power or progression in any way. The Paladin series of supporter packs contains 6 exclusive microtransactions. Adorn your weapon or shield with the Paladin weapon effect. Make a show of leveling up with the Harpy Flyover level up effect.
That's pay to see less.
Equipping the Divine Paladin armor set will periodically cause slain enemies to be consecrated and laid to rest. This set also comes with a matching back attachment. Both the helmet and back attachment have options to display the radiant glow, or not, you pick. The Divine Judgment finisher effect locks onto unique enemies before obliterating them with a laser from the heavens. May your critical hits resonate
Oh no, the
across
bell.
Reclast with the Cleric's Bell back attachment.
Wait a second. Do MTXs from PoE 1 still cross over to PoE 2? Because you could buy the bell and then you could play the bell build with the bell.
Invite your friends to spend a day at the races in the Vasteri Racecourse hideout. Add rowers to the track to race them against each other.
You're just enabling a casino in PoE. Come on, man. You got dice games already. You fucking...
Or you can just spectate from the sidelines. The Penance Pack series also has 6 exclusive microtransactions. With the Penance back attachment equipped, a repentant soul is chained to your back and lashed with lightning. Ouch.
Ouch.
Place none other than the Trial Master in your hideout and have him comment on your chaos.
A classic, but far fairer now than in ancient times.
And Val crafting attempts.
Your luck is over, fool.
He even keeps a record of how many Chaos and Val orbs you've used in your hideout during the league, or across all leagues. Blood stains your armor the more life
that's
you
kinda...
lose when wearing the Acolyte's Penance armor set.
Ah! No, that doesn't count.
The Zealot's Madness portal effect fragments as you near it.
Interesting. We need like total account
Control
trackers.
Map device boils maps, fragments, and scarabs placed into it, keeping a tally of how many have been thrown into the pot in the current league or across all leagues.
That's not the kind of... I mean, that's a tracker, but it's not the one I predicted, and it sure as fuck isn't a statistic that I personally want to know. That's the... This is like looking at the clock on your work, and I no thanks.
The exiled squire pets follow in your footsteps, hyping you up for battles,
No sweat for you, boss.
providing pessimistic commentary,
I'm providing 20% extra quantity because it treats you like you're in a 2-person party. It wouldn't do that, but I'm still pissed that they destroyed quant on items, but they didn't mention destroying it with party play.
or voicing their disdain for you to bring you down a peg.
About time you kick the bucket.
These packs are now available for purchase on both PC and console, and will remain so during Path of Exile, Settlers of Kalgur.
No banger MTX, based on my
Meanwhile,
description.
the Solar and Eldritch packs leave the store forever at the launch of Settlers of Kalgur League, so now's your last chance to purchase them. Thank
No
you
banger
so much
MTX.
for your ongoing support.
But yes, banger quality life. Holy shit, there was so many changes.
Now, we have one more thing to announce before getting into the Q&A. We are soon going to be running a small closed beta test for Path of Exile 2. We have been taking signups for the Path of Exile 2 beta tests over at pathofexile2.com. We will only be selecting a very limited number of people for this first test, but if you want to make sure that you are considered, then head over to the website and register your email address now.
But when? But what time? But what month?
tap.
I don't want to do
Go
it like
forever.
2 weeks into League. Did I have a time? Did I have a date? No. November, probably. What day is it? What month is it? And that's the entire thing. I mentioned everything that I planned on farming, but let me just double check to make sure I said everything right. Blight, Delve, Harvest, the League Mechanic, Hologram Masters. Yeah, that's everything. Probably make a specific build for each of the things. Probably won't do Delve. Probably will take my Delve build that I was going to do, give it to the guy that likes to play Delve and be like, give me all your loot, and then we'll use his loot to make video. Blight will be like that Chains of Command build that I've been putting off for years, and heck, I might even put it off again. Harvest will just be our League start. You know, I probably shouldn't say because I haven't read the patch notes. Fuck, do I have to do a pinky dip into the patch notes just to make sure my shit isn't dead? Probably League start like Herald of Thunder, as usual. No, not as usual. There's like 5 builds that I'm quote-unquote known for playing, and anytime I play one of them, I haven't played them in like a year, and I'll play one, and some dude will rock up and be like, oh, you're playing this again? Jim always League start. No, I don't always League. I haven't played any of these builds. I haven't played Herald of Thunder in fucking ages. But I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to get like 20 people, and I'm going to get even more now. I'm going to get like 10 people come in and not be unironic. No. I'm going to get 10 people come in and be... Well, they're not going to be a cunt on purpose. They're going to be like, oh, you're League starting this again. I'll be like, no, in fact, I am not, because I haven't played it in like a year. And then I'm going to get 50 of you fuckers who have seen this, and they're going to go, I'm going to go in and piss Jim off by like saying that he's playing Herald of Thunder again, because I know he fucking hates it. You're all great. Thanks for getting this far. You know, whatever. I don't know if I put ads. I probably will have to put ads on this because I am, going broke. Anyway, let me just have a quick gander at the patch notes. Where are the patch notes? Patch notes. Where are they linked? Are they linked anywhere? Patch note. It says patch notes up, but no one's actually linked them. I guess everyone's too busy reading the patch notes. Shit. Flicker Strike could be... No, okay. Yeah. Chains of Command build. Herald of Thunder build. Armor stacking Deep Delver. Hologram Masters was going to be Reap, Cast on Crit. Haven't played that before. I don't really like Cast on Crit builds. But if it can clear Hologram Masters, that's all that matters. Like, yeah, that's all that matters. And then the League mechanic looks like you just play maps, get loot, do the League mechanic on the side, get the currency, hire people. It looks pretty good. I like it. I like the look of it. I'll let you know if I like it once we're actually playing it, because I don't know if I'm going to do one of those extended discussion podcasts pre-League this time. Mostly because of this COVID brain fuzz and because Lighty's away for the weekend. So, and that's when we typically do it because it's like people across the world, and that's the only time that everyone has free time because people have jobs. I don't have a job, but other people have jobs, and then the only time that they're not working is like they got eight hours free, and they don't necessarily want to sit down and do a podcast, and in that duration of 8 hours someone else is sleeping, and it just doesn't line up. So maybe we'll do one instead of pre-launch, we'll do one post-launch, and it will actually be useful what we talk about, because it will be, the game will be out and we would have all played it, and we could talk about things we're doing and how things are useful and actual, if any of the quality of life actually if any of the quality of life actually qualitied our lives. But yeah, maybe we'll do one later. Haven't told any. Oh, yeah, it should be fine. But that's everything I can think of bringing up. You know, yeah. If you have any like big farm ideas, not necessarily like Jim, how about heist? No, I mean like I know I want to do blight, but I don't necessarily know what. So if you know like maybe I should do 1,000 blight ravaged of a single tile set, then recommend it down below. Or maybe I should do, well, for harvest I was just gonna do like 3 to 2,000 maps of just crop rotation. So maybe I don't need one for that. And Hoggem would just be like 3 to 5,000 Hoggem maps. But Blight, I have no idea. I want to do Blight, but I have no fucking idea what. Like, Blighted maps? Probably not. Blighted maps? Probably yes. Ravaged Blighted maps? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Other things I wrote down of things to do. Nameless Seer Farm. If he's on the Scarab still, sure. But if he's not, then no. Port boss kills for Matryoshka card. Think about it. Yeah, basically I should really look at the patch notes if they were linked anywhere. Are they pinned? Yes. I don't even know what I would begin to start looking up. Just go look at the GOG videos. Is GOG still going? No? Don't judge my subscriptions. I don't want to. Okay. I would go there and find GOG and go look at SirGOG. One word, SIRGOG. If you're still here, then you've got the capacity to sit down and watch something for an hour. That means you can sit down and watch someone else go through the patch notes for 5 hours. Yeah, actually, let me try something. Boop-a-doo. I don't want to make you my default browser. Come on. Okay, I like using Edge because it has a thing that lets you it just reads to you, typically, like this.
The Settlers Challenge League. Challenge leagues are a great opportunity for a fresh start in a new economy. All of your old...
And that's typically how I go through the patch notes. But apparently they added like an AI thing that I do not know. There should be like a button to what's this? No. Get out of this. Do they have a menu? Oh, that's the menu. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. They're definitely maybe I haven't I probably haven't updated this, but apparently they built in one of those AI things, and you can just right click and go summarize this entire page for me. But it probably doesn't have any context of all the thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of words. So, yeah, it's probably a terrible idea. Nope. Yep. Okay. Just checking for harvest scarabs. Doesn't look like there's any, so we're good. What did that say about Mage Bloods? Anyway, bye! Go watch GOG.